Hello, RWorld. Welcome back to another episode of RWorld Talk. Today, we are going to be talking about the newest development coming to West Palm Beach. We have with us this morning Francis Scire, head of leasing for NORA in the district. How are you, sir?
I'm well, thank you. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for being with us.
Sure. Glad to have you.
Certainly, the realtors here in West Palm and all of South Florida, as well as their customers, are looking always for the next shiny, bright thing. We're looking for the hottest residential markets to hit up. NORA West Palm Beach is going to be a fantastic addition to this evolving city. Why don't you tell us about your vision for the NORA District and how does it differ from other developments in West Palm Beach?
Sure. Well, it's really not my vision. It's a collective vision of the entire team, and I'd say we're really trying to differentiate ourselves from what the other projects are in West Palm and Palm Beach. It's a very highly curated tenancy with a collection of hospitality, entertainment, retail, boutique film, fitness, and wellness.
Okay.
But we really wanted to make sure that we were going to add tenants to the merchandise mix that were unique to the market. It took me, I'd say, 37 tries to find a coffee shop that we all felt was acceptable for the front door of the NORA project. And luckily, we stumbled upon this really incredible, I would say, all-day cafe called Sunday Motor Co. A young couple moving down from Madison, New Jersey. This will be their second door. They're moving to Flamingo Park.
Okay.
And they're going to be opening up as sort of a flagship at the front door of NORA. So what I would say is the vision is to cater to the very sophisticated community of Palm Beach and West Palm Beach and all Palm Beach County, frankly, to provide a merchandise mix to surprise and delight our customers as they touch down on the streets of NORA.
Sounds very demure. Can you elaborate on the blend of retail, infrastructure, and public spaces that we're going to have within the NORA District?
Sure. Like I said, we're a hospitality district. So we're a collection of boutique fitness with a focus on wellness, luxury retail, including fashion, as well as some gifting items.
Okay.
We also have a collection of almost 10 restaurants that are very unique to the market. So we made sure that we had something unique and different to add as a collection of tenants that will really, create us as a district for people to explore and spend a day at. We have morning venues all the way into evening venues. So it's really creating that wonderful mousetrap for the mom who drops their kid off from school to meet their girlfriends at the coffee shop, figure out if they want to get their hair done at IGK Hair Salon, or if they want to meet for lunch at one of our restaurants, or potentially do a boutique fitness class. One of the things that we also wanted to make sure was there was an opportunity for families there as well. And we did a deal with an incredible woman by the name of Lauren Klein, who moved down from New York City during what I call the Great Migration, right after
Right.
COVID. And Lauren created a Mommy and Me class called Zen Hippo. And she serves moms with 0 to 3-year-olds in creating classes, cooking classes, art classes, music classes, etc. And she's been a site-specific programming entity throughout all of Palm Beach County. And we were lucky enough to secure a lease with her so that she's going to be opening her flagship door with us as well. So it's a little bit of everything. So it really caters to, all of the community. And I think people are going to be very pleasantly surprised about what we've created in NORA.
So we are not just talking about an upscale residential building. We are talking about an entire destination, a brand new neighborhood
Correct.
right here in West Palm that people can live, work, and play right in the same neighborhood.
Well, they'll be able to work and play at first. And then as part of phase 2, we're going to be adding another 1,200 units of housing, a collection of both high-end rentals as well as condominiums.
Beautiful. Okay. So I also saw that a hotel is going to be opening in 2026. This is exciting. What can you tell us about that?
Very excited. This is really going to change the landscape about the way people think about West Palm. Richard Bourne and Sean McPherson, who have collaborated in some of the best boutique hotels in all of New York City, the Mercer, the Bowery, the Ludlow, the Hotel Chelsea. They're building their first hotel outside of New York.
Wow.
We're very excited. They're minority owners in the entire project. The hotel is well underway. If you cross the Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard Bridge and look to the south, you'll see the hotel rising from North Railroad Avenue.
Okay.
I think the hotel will be capped off at the end of May. So we're very excited about that. 201 keys, 88 parking spaces as part of the hotel. And then Steven Starr, famed restaurateur from Philadelphia, is bringing the iconic Pastis restaurant to the bottom of the hotel. So that'll be in 10,000 square feet.
Everybody's ears just perked up.
Yeah. And then Richard Bourne, Sean McPherson, and Steven Starr will co-collaborate and create a new concept for the roof as well. It's going to be a beautiful rooftop pool with cabanas, etc. Probably one of the best places in the whole city of West Palm, if not Palm Beach County, to hang out at.
The rooftop pool and cabana. I mean, that's what everybody wants to do when you live in South Florida.
Yeah.
What sort of selling tips can you offer us realtors to leverage those unique aspects of the NORA District so that they can attract their clients from other hotspots in South Florida?
I always describe West Palm as sort of the biggest secret in South Florida, right?
No longer a secret,
no
though.
longer a secret. I talk about Boston is to New York like West Palm is to Miami, right? So if you want all the creature comforts that you could possibly imagine, right? West Palm Beach has the best airport, right? It's one of the easiest in the entire country.
I don't think anybody could fight you on that.
No. I think we have every creature comfort you could possibly imagine. We're steps away from the beach with beautiful palm trees. We have some of the best shopping in all of Palm Beach County and all of South Florida. We've got incredible retail from Worth Avenue to the Royal Poinciana Plaza to what they've done at City Place to what we're creating at NORA. It's just one of those things where location, right? So West Palm is just so perfectly positioned in South Florida with the access to the Bright Line, right? Where NORA is a 3-minute walk, 3-minute drive or a 7-minute walk from the Bright Line station. So we're kind of at that confluence. We're right off the highway at the Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard exit. We're walking distance from the Bright Line. We're 10 minutes away from the best airport in the country in terms of ease of use. So for me, that secret of West Palm being sort of that sleepy Florida town that nobody knew about, well, I think Travel and Leisure kind of penned it in their most recent article. They said we're like the number one destination without a beach, right?
Right.
And I think that's really what's happening. I mean, it's almost a little bit late to get you a little piece of West Palm, but we're really excited to bring NORA online.
Yeah, Wall Street South is here, and there is tons of industry that is coming down to specifically Palm Beach County, and I think this is well overdue and certainly very welcomed for the neighborhood. So in what ways does NORA contribute to the overall revitalization and appeal of West Palm Beach? We see that it's rapidly changing. It's making it more attractive, a more attractive market for real estate investment. How do you think NORA's focus on community impact will impact property values in the surrounding areas?
Well, it's interesting because I moved here in December of 2018 and I moved into Grandview Heights and I bought new construction for like $750,000, right? I can make one phone call right now and sell my place for $2.4 million.
Of course.
So when you see the NORA District and the fact that it's just outside of the downtown, right? And it's just south of Northwood. So it really is positioned to be that next place to really drive that revitalization north, right? And I think West Palm is really, West Palm and Palm Beach has a rooted philosophy around culture and history. And I feel like, we're making sure that we have a testament to all that. We've inlaid little homages to the railroad. We have committed to spend well over 1% of our entire development budget to a public art program that we feel will be evocative of the public art that exists not only in Palm Beach Island, but in West Palm, and really provide our customer with something that will, add to their cultural experience when they visit the area.
Sure.
I just think that we've been very intentional about what we've created with the NORA District because we wanted it to be new and exciting, but we also wanted it to blend really well with the fabric of our community. And I think when you guys step boots on the ground to see it, you'll really agree. I describe it as a little bit of the meatpacking district meets the design district in Miami with a little bit of a splash of Abbott Kinney out of LA. So it's a little bit of grit. It's a little bit of glass and glamour with a very unique merchandise mix.
I like that you mentioned the community art projects because that is something that you typically hear from people that move down to South Florida or have lived here for a number of years, that they say that South Florida lacks culture. It seems like we're coming into our own and creating that culture and have been for the last few decades, but it's nice to see all of these things coming to fruition now.
I would agree with you. When I first started coming down here, I went to Fort Myers, where my grandparents lived. And
Okay.
on the West Coast, it was a little sleepy, and I felt like it was a bit of a cultural void in South Florida.
I lived in Port Charlotte when I was a kid. I know what you're talking about.
So then I started to come down here in late 14, early 15, when I began the leasing for the Royal Poinciana Plaza, and I discovered the rich history of Palm Beach and West Palm Beach. And I also discovered all the cultural organizations that have landed here. And I was pleasantly surprised as to how much cultural history there is here, as well as a very abundance of culture. I'm lucky to have a fourth grader at Palm Beach Public School, and she's part of the Kinderstrings program that they offer at Palm Beach Public School. So that means that she's been playing violin since she's been in kindergarten, and that's all a training program or a feeder program into our very robust performing arts schools. We have Bach, which is one of the best middle schools in the country, and then Dreyfus, which is one of the best high schools in the country. And all that dovetails into the rich cultural history of West Palm and Palm Beach Island.
Fantastic. Why don't we talk about NORA's anticipated target demographic? How can Realtor members effectively market properties around the district to appeal to that demographic? Let's start off with, what is the demographic that you're after?
I like to say that we're all things for all people, but we are creating, a very contemporary and luxury destination. The collection of tenants that we're bringing to NORA are really unparalleled across the country. We don't lease for the sake of filling space. We lease to create a cohesive merchandise mix that will benefit each other. We only have one Mexican restaurant. We only have one pizzeria. We have one facial bar. We have one hair salon. We don't want to create competition, but create a unique blend of retailers and hospitality options for people to be able to come on multiple occasions, right?
Sure.
So I really feel like, we have a bit of a day to night thing happening where, we have our coffee shop and our taqueria and our stores, fashion boutique, facial boutique, and that's all going to cater to that mom. After she drops off her kid from school, she can, again, meet her girlfriend over there and have a day of whatever she feels like doing. And then morphing into sort of an entertainment and hospitality district in the evening, where we have a collection of incredible restaurants that really can cater to whatever desire you have in terms of a food style. You can bring your family there. You can go on a date night. We're just finishing up a deal with an entertainment venue to have a cabaret there. So it would be sort of a piano bar or entertainment venue that when you finish your dinner at the restaurant, you'll just stroll down North Railroad Avenue and be able to have drinks and listen to some live music. So it's a very intentional merchandise mix that really caters to the daytime family clientele right into the evening and sort of entertainment clientele.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love a good piano bar. We just got a Howl at the Moon down in Fort Lauderdale that I went to a few weeks ago. That was a great time.
Well, one of the things that we didn't talk about was the fact that we're bringing in a really cool sports bar from New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give us some info on that?
I can. This group of cool kid bar operators out of New York, the Garrett Group, are bringing their upscale sports bar concept called Rocco Sports and Recreation.
Okay.
And this is sort of where like the sports bar of yesteryear meets the cool kid, mixology type place. So it's going to be 4,500 square feet. It's got a bit of an outdoor patio if you want to hang outside, 27 TVs, very high-end build out, lots of woods, sports memorabilia. They have a hoop shooting net as well.
Okay.
It's going to be a super cool place, and it's going to be the place people watch a game.
A sports bar with a great smoked old fashioned.
There you go. Exactly.
Okay.
Perfect description.
So Palm Beach County has had over a century, obviously, of lavish, rich, and high society culture. So keeping its rooted identity, West Palm Beach is also emerging into a vibrant and modern destination, attracting newcomers from all over. So where will West Palm Beach development be in the next 5 to 10 years? Do you think it looks any different than it does now?
I absolutely think it looks different. I mean, think about it. I talked about when I landed here in 2014, 2015 to lease the Royal. It was tumbleweed. Right? It was literally like quiet. It was 2,000 people year round, 9,000 people during season. And, frankly, Palm Beach had kind of lost its way, right? And then with COVID, it breathed a whole new life into it. I mean, I would say we're one of the hottest markets in the entire country. I have a development map as part of my presentation that shows 31 developments just surrounding the NORA project. Just north of us, we have the new Ritz Tower that's being built. We have the L&L Savannah Allura project. We have the Shorecrest project. We have the Curry Park redevelopment, and that's just north of us. As that stuff completes and redevelops, that's only going to continue to rise the tide going north. I think
Right.
that allows for Northwood to finally get that revitalization that it's looking at. Then you got those 2 rental towers up by Rybovich, right, where the Cove Club is. That's already starting to take shape. So
Right.
I think with NORA and the way we're kind of moving north, it's just a general wave of development that's heading up in that area.
Yeah, when the Ritz Tower goes in, that you're on the map.
Yep, you do. And when where the amenities set, because we're a walking distance from that Ritz Tower. So we're really excited to be serving those people.
I'm excited to come and check it out. Everything looks top notch in the plans on your website for the entire development. What are you most proud of within the district?
I think that I'm most proud of being part of this team, right?
Okay.
I mean, this is an incredible team of people, all very, very passionate about NORA and creating a destination in Palm Beach County, right? So you've got first the local development partner, the NDT guys. You got Ned Grace and Sam Grace, Damian Barr, head of construction, and Tim Mullen, head of acquisitions of finance.
It's a good team.
These guys are amazing. I mean, just dovetailing to the work that they've already done. They own Lola 41. They created the Cove Club. They just opened up La Marina. They have a real focus on top-notch hospitality, right? And they were the beginning partners who sort of discovered the fact that this NORA could be a district, right? They had a couple of buildings on North Railroad Avenue. They saw the potential to aggregate the whole street, and they moved forward in that regard. And then they brought in the operating partner, Joe First. I consider Joe to be a placemaker. I consider myself to be a placemaker. Joe is part of the Goldman Group that helped create the Wynwood District.
Okay.
And Joe is an entitlement attorney. He's handled all of our liaison work with the city of West Palm Beach. Joe's one of the best collaborators I've ever worked with, and really an incredible visionary in placemaking. And so they partnered with Joe, and then they brought in the money partner, which is Wheelock Street Capital out of Greenwich, Connecticut, and Boston. And they had already seen the momentum happening in West Palm, and that they bought the Ben Hotel, the Marriott Tribute Hotel, or Autograph Hotel right on Flagler. And they have just seen nothing but success with that hotel. So, joining forces with that group, we talk about just the level of detail that's gone into this project. We say no more than we say yes when we're leasing, because we want to make sure we're not just filling space, that we're really bringing something to the market that's unique and that's really worthy for people to come and explore and really spend time at NORA. So, really being part of that team. And then, it took us over a year to find the absolute perfect marketing director. And we were lucky enough to stumble upon Dana Folletti, who used to be the marketing director at the Royal. And Dana saw the vision herself of what could be done here with NORA. And she's just had a blast sort of creating all sorts of new initiatives for marketing. And again, to surprise and delight our customers as they step foot on the NORA district.
Awesome. Well, you guys put together a great tribe. Now you're creating the vibe. I love it. Love to see it happen. And I mean, if you could turn Wynwood around, you could do anything. I remember Wynwood back in the day when I was working in the film industry, and I had a job down there. And my goodness, I was scared going to work. And to see what Wynwood has turned into now is just absolutely incredible. So to bring that up to Palm Beach, I think is fantastic. We're going to let you get back to work because obviously there's a lot going on.
A lot to do.
Yeah, there's a lot to do. So one last question for you. We asked this of all of our guests. We wanted you to tell us about your favorite South Florida hidden gem, something that you could share with us, whether it be a local dive bar, a beach spot, a restaurant, anything that you love about living, working, and playing in South Florida.
Well, I mean, I do love having PBI as one of the best airports to jump in and out of. And I love the fact that with one flight to Atlanta, you can get.
Don't tell everybody. It's going to get crowded.
I think that the thing that's the best kept secret for me is the beach that I like to go to.
Okay.
I live in Grandview Heights, which is just over the Middle Bridge, and I could go to Palm Beach Island anytime and go to their beach, which is lovely. But when people come in from out of town, I always tell them to travel just about 20 minutes north to John D. MacArthur Park.
Okay.
It's a Florida state park. It's absolutely exquisite. You have to walk over a really long wooden bridge to get to the actual beach part. But it's not just a beach. It's a national park. So you can do kayaking there. You can do a nature walk. There's plenty to see, lots of foliage, lots of animals. You just feel like you're transported to another world, and you're just 20 minutes from West Palm Beach. So
Awesome.
John D. MacArthur Park.
Kicking it old Florida style.
There you go.
We love it. Well, Francis, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having
we
me.
wish you all the best of success, so that way all of us can come and enjoy NORA when everything.
Please, June 1, we're going to be opening 7 tenants, so come on down. We'd love to have you at NORA.
Okay, you guys heard it right there on RWorld Talk. June 1st, we'll all meet at NORA for a cocktail, and we will see you guys right back here next Friday, 8 a.m. on RWorld Talk.